All right. It's Tony and Reggie coming back at you for another episode of the Heroes Unheard podcast.
Yes.
I broke out the bright colors.
Oh my!
It's not just because next week's 4th of July or this week or whatever we are. We got a short week. Some folks having some holiday, but we had a fantastic event.
Yes.
Celebrating a little early yesterday.
My.
We had our Freedom Fest. And we had a great time, Reggie. And
overall, yes.
I'm hoping to hear yours. We got a special guest today from behind all of the tech to talk about his experiences. And we're just going to summarize some of that, talk about some things coming up in the second half of this year, and move it right along. So
yes.
The best thing about it was this cool humidor made by Volition America.
Yes, that humidor was beautiful.
Looked dang the same as my shirt.
You're right.
I will say, what do we have now? Throughout the state, I can only confirm 4 individuals that actually own this.
There was right from the event last night. There it is. We have a nice Twitter of that I contacted today that we're going to get that out to, and along with that from BK Luxuries and the 5 cigar packs that go along with it. Just a beautiful event. So I thought that was why I would bring out the shirt, to celebrate and continue the festivities that was so amazing yesterday. So Reggie, tell me a little bit about your experience. What are some takeaways and some things you got from our event yesterday?
Well, one, I'm happy and blessed to the people that actually showed up there. Those are the true supporters right there. I'd love to see more people there, but I'm also a firm believer. It's not what you're expecting. It's what you're given. And you make the most out of that. Be thankful for that part. Because I think a lot of people out there, we got a chance to meet new people. Some people were actually engaged to figure out what we were, who we were, from being in that environment. And we got a chance to see a lot of kids and stuff. I didn't see man. I didn't know they had all these doggone sports going on out there this weekend. That was kind of a shocker for us. I was thrown back from that. A lot of kids running around.
It was a lot for sure.
It was.
After we talk a little bit about our experiences and then talk about the money that the total money we were able to raise yesterday, we'll make sure that we send everybody over to our foundation page, Heroes Unheard Foundation, because I have pictures from the event, so we'll get a chance to see another sampling of the picture that just came up, some of the stuff that we had, some of the folks, the DJ that was fantastic, great music, keeping it all going. Pac was there, Gurkha was there. We had quite a few, regular supporters, like you said, some new supporters that had a good time. So I'll make sure I get all of that up, as well as, of course, the traditional veteran and first responder picture that we take at each event. One of the cool things about that was, as you said, right, we had our own event going. They had their own stuff going on, and we were able to get, I believe, a few folks that didn't even know about us to come join us for that first responder picture. So some vets and first responders out of the crowd. So I'm going to get that all up on the Heroes Unheard Foundation Facebook page after this with the grand total and some another few shout outs and some thank yous. But I think this is one of the most special parts of today's show. We had a very special guest at our event yesterday, and that was our very own, the Voice 17104. Studio producer, Mr. Chris,
the engineer.
Our engineer came out, spent some time with us yesterday, and I introduced him to the crowd, the voice behind the mic. And so I said, why don't we bring him on, put a face to the voice, and your takeaways from some of the events that you and your daughter had a chance to hang out with us for this beautiful celebration yesterday.
Man, big shout out, Dr. Tony, Reggie. You guys really know how to throw an event. What a wonderful time that was had by all. I was honored to be in the midst. I didn't really know what to expect because I've never been to an event of that magnitude before. And many times you think, first responders and people in the military are unapproachable. They may be kind of harsh. You may not be, may not be easiest to talk to. But everyone that I met was so very down to earth. The camaraderie the unity that was there, and a great venue. I was a little thrown off by the name. I was sharing that a little bit off the scene and didn't know what really to expect with that. But big shout out, to the Bearded Goat, great establishment.
Yes.
What is that, up around Union Deposit? What would you call that
Union
area
Station.
there?
Union Station.
Okay,
Yes.
up Union
Union
Station.
Station.
It seemed like another city when I was up there. I don't know.
Yes.
You think I've lived in Harrisburg my whole life, and I don't think I've ever been
It's a
in
different
that.
environment.
Yeah, in that neighborhood, a very very well kept neighborhood. Everyone was very cordial. The waitresses, waiters, really knew their stuff. Great food as well. Very extensive menu as well. And I was talking to Reggie before he came in. How impressed I was about the professionalism and the passion of PAC. That you had there live, that was helping out with the auction, that was very passionate about helping the organization to
Yes.
raise money, which was, pretty much the reason why we were there. Very professional job they done. Outstanding door prizes. I was amazed at the things, you guys amassed and was just giving away, just to show your appreciation and thanks at the event as well. Great event. Again, great time had by all. And I had my 10-year-old daughter with me, and I didn't know, what to expect as far as she was concerned, but she made some new friends, came home with a whole bag full of ducks. Not sure where they came from, but a whole
They have
bag
this little
full of-
machine down
Is
there
that
for
what
that.
is that what that
Yes.
was? I don't know what that was, man. Yeah, a bunch of ducks. She came home with a bunch of friends, and a great time, great memories had by all. So thank you guys so much for remembering me. And anytime you have another event, if I'm a good fit for that event, I look forward to joining you guys again.
Thank you, and I think that's really what we strive to do, right? We want to make sure that we're really bringing the voice to the whole thing, the family, the loved ones, the supporters behind the scene. So we really, encourage as we continue to look at the second half of the year and, have some ideas for a few events coming up to hit different folks from different walks of life to kind of bring some new ideas. We really hope to continue to prioritize that family feel and prioritize inclusion of all the folks that are impacted by the sacrifices and the work that our first responders and vets do, and certainly everybody that is a supporter, whether directly or indirectly impacted. So thank you for sharing that. That was super great. So yeah, a bunch of shout outs again to DJ Brandon over there for coming out and keeping the energy high throughout the event. Thanks to BK Luxury, who came out and sold some of the cigars for our folks that attended, as well as those that didn't even know that we were there. PAC, or the Pennsylvania Cigar Club, as always, tremendous supporters as that partnership continues. But bring in their items in the live auction that helped continue to raise money for the event.
Yes.
John from Gurkha, the Gurkha rep, coming up, and also spending some time talking about that humidor and the Volition America and the whole collaboration that supports Folds of Honor. That the packaging is 13 cigars. The price is $13. They donate 13% of the proceeds to the Folds of Honor. And as we told the folks last night, if you haven't had a chance or you've never been exposed to it, Google and look up the script for the 13 folds, because each one of those folds of the flag, and that's where that comes from, the 13 folds of a flag. The script is really incredible.
Yes.
And I shared at the event that doing some of my military service, I had the opportunity to lead an honor guard, and we did a lot of funerals of retirees, of active duty funerals, as well as retirements. And so the folds of the flag are near and dear to me, and I got to hear that script in many ceremonies, and it's pretty remarkable.
It's a story to be told.
It is, and so if you don't have the opportunity or haven't had the opportunity to have a member that retired or had those honors bestowed upon them as part of their service, please look it up, because it is absolutely incredible to think that each fold represents something pretty incredible. So read that, but again, thanks for Gurkha Volition America and John from Gurkha coming up and letting folks know that there is more to it than just cigars and humidors, but even in the event itself and the prizes we were able to give away, supported vets through Folds of Honor. Just incredible way of making sure everything that we did really went to multiple different organizations. So that was fantastic. Who am I missing? Obviously the folks at Bearded Goat, the staff specifically, they were packed with our event, as well as, again, as you said, Reggie, they had a couple of end of year lacrosse and sports team parties that were coming in.
Lacrosse, baseball,
50 tops and things like that, and they rocked it out. I didn't hear anything negative as far as service, getting the drinks, getting the food.
No, shout out to Katie.
Yeah, Katie was our dedicated server. I know there was a couple others that were helping her out, but she really held it down, and the whole staff really pulled off an event. That was quite busy.
Yes.
So, great space, as you said. The engineer said. I thought the kid orientation was pretty hilarious. My kid, for sure, also now has a whole family of ducks that we were housing somewhere. So it was just it was a great atmosphere all around, and so I much appreciate it.
I'll tell you right now, for a family atmosphere area right there, yeah, it's a mature Chuck E. Cheese environment.
I was gonna say, I was sharing last night that I remember when I played soccer, we used to go to Pizza Hut.
Yes.
And now I look back as a parent and I said, boy, if I could be holding a beverage of choice that is brewed right there while the child got their awards, probably my dad probably would have been very much appreciative, that very much compared to the book club and the soccer all-you-can-eat buffets at
It was
Pizza Hut when I was a kid.
If you hadn't had a chance to go out there to Bearded Goat, give them a chance.
It is truly fantastic.
Yeah, I would say give them a chance. I'm not.
They include, the atmosphere is fantastic. The wide open atmosphere is super great. They got the outdoor deck. They got cornhole. If they set it up. They got the arcade games in there, just to play a little bit of a play card to give the kids something to do while you're partaking. And the food that I had was fantastic, and everybody said it was super great. So definitely check them out, and thank you. They made 2 major donations to our event. One that we were able to give away is a door prize, and I was super proud, and I think it was great. We were able to give everybody a door prize, so everybody that showed up walked away with something, and I thought that was pretty great for everybody that donated items for that. You donated some items. I took some items out of my personal collection. Bearded Goat donated. Gurkha donated. Just all around fantastic. We actually had some folks at the lounge that we frequent find some stuff that they've accumulated over the years of giveaways and swag that they threw in for some of the door prizes.
Yes.
So shout out to Rob and everybody else at the lounge that made that happen for us as well. And then we had the major prizes as well for the big prize. So congratulations to Ronnie out of, the pizzas were pretty great. That shrimp pesto one was definitely one I had yesterday. I had that smoked one as well. I probably shouldn't tell everybody all the stuff that I had, but it was pretty fantastic. So shout out to Bearded Goat and the staff. So where do we want to go with this? We want the number, don't we? We want to tally up the number that we raised for our local community, don't we? We want to talk about it. Do you want to know what it is? Because I know what it is.
Yeah, let's go ahead and say something about it.
All right. So I mean, all things considered, this includes the fantastic stuff that PAC did yesterday, the money that they raised specifically out of their live auction, which again goes through what they've been doing for us throughout the year. So it'll be a big check presentation, hopefully a big celebratory event when we get that squared away at the end of the year. We got a long way to go. It includes ticket sales, so everybody that came out and celebrated with us yesterday, regardless whether they participated in the auction or not, just came out, hung out with us, told their stories, laughed, had a beautiful day, as well as the raffle that we did for the humidor. So sell the tickets for the raffle and the prizes that went along with that. We had 5 very big prizes. Obviously the humidor of being that. So all that collected was $3,100 yesterday raised for our local vets and our local first responders. Good. So we appreciate everybody again that supported us in any way, whether it was coming and paying for a ticket to the event that included the meal, whether it was just coming and not getting the meal but hanging out, whether it was the raffles, whether it was participating in the live auction, whether it was just dropping a donation. We had some folks after we introduced ourselves to the team, the lacrosse team, were called the Heroes. which I thought was such a coincidence. So one of the pictures we're going to drop with parents' permission. Reggie and I took a picture with the young ladies at the Heroes lacrosse team. So that'll be on our Facebook page after this event as well. I believe one of those parents, after we told them a little bit about ourselves and took a picture with the ladies, a couple of them took some of our patches and had them in the pictures with them. I think one of the parents dropped a donation on the way through.
Yes, they did.
So anybody in any way that had any opportunity or any touch of their hands on yesterday's event to make that successful, again, $3,100 into the local community of first responders and vets. And I think that's pretty fantastic.
So again, shout out Heroes Lacrosse Team.
Yes. I hope you had a good
That
season.
organization is awesome.
Yeah, they were spunky. They had a lot of energy for sure, and they had the opportunity. But so I want to get there. There's the team, the fantastic team that was there. But we'll have a picture that Reggie and I had with the girls and the ladies at our event yesterday. So that was pretty cool. Thanks and shout out to all the parents. Again, super happy parents. Obviously, some of them were partaking, so it's hard not to be happy when you're having a good time. So thank you again for that. So let's wrap that up. So again, go over to our Facebook page. Here's Unheard Foundation here within the hour. I'll have all the pictures. I'll have that grand total with all of the things included. But again, shout out to PAC for having a contribution in that. Everybody that bought a raffle ticket, Gurkha and Verlition America as well as BK Luxuries for donating the humidor and the cigars that went into that fantastic prize. Thank you again for the BK Luxuries for showing up and being part of the event.
Yes.
Everybody that made it to the event, bought a ticket or donated in some way. So thank you for everybody that made that a successful event.
I'm gonna tell you, it was a hyped 4 hours.
It was an intense.
I'm gonna tell you, it really was.
There was a lot of laughter. There was a lot of energy.
A lot of whining. My man was drained. He was out there humping it. He was out there.
I want to tell you,
He was drained out
It was
there. He
a
was
warm
drained.
day, but I went home and I mowed the grass. So I mean,
Wow.
I was so pumped with energy that I was like, I got to knock this grass out. So so thank you for all that helped contribute to pumping up that energy. So with all that being said, Reg, we're looking at flipping the calendar over the second half of the year.
Yes.
Coming here on Tuesday, and I hope to bring the energy of all of the stuff that we've done so far, and even the first 6 months, and I hope to bring that into the second half.
Can
of
you
this
imagine? That's been 6 months for you.
6 months. It feels, I don't know. It feels like it was just yesterday, but it also the connection that we've had with these folks.
6
It feels
months.
like I've known these folks for a lifetime.
Yes.
With the stories we've shared, with the same folks showing up, it's best of both worlds. That it seems like a blink of the eye, and we're sitting here 6 months into this from the first episode we've had here, and the time you and I, finally launched this thing to feels like these relationships have been building over a lifetime. So
Let's not forget. I'm gonna keep saying something about these guys. Mason Dixon K9. That organization's out there, and we're able to sit there and facilitate that gap. If you have individuals out there that need medical assistance, a veteran first responder that is, and their dog is sitting there and they see that as a hindrance of getting help, they gotta know there is a stopgap measure out there, because a bird with a broken wing cannot teach another bird to fly. I stick by that. So if you need the help and stuff that's out there, contact us, reach out. Let's make this happen. That's what we're here for. We enjoy the camaraderie and everything else. The bottom line for us within this community is helping the Pennsylvania first responders and veterans that need the assistance that they need. Firm believer in that.
yeah, and that's definitely something we got. We're gonna highlight the folks from Mason Dixon K9 in a sec, but first things we're gonna do that we have in a week from tomorrow is you and I will be on Good Day PA. On the 7th, so
yes.
make sure you
10
check
o'clock.
out Good Day PA on the 7th, where we're going to talk a lot about, again, who we are, our foundation, and some upcoming events. Just have a few moments hanging out with the Good Day PA crew. So that's on the 7th. Make sure you check that out. On the August 30th, put it in your calendar, August 30th, 11 to 3, at the Commonwealth Charter Academy, CCA, over by the Farm Show.
Yes, right across from there. Yes.
Yeah, we're doing our first responder community and resource fair, and I'm super excited for this. We locked it in, signed the contract, we got a date and a time, And we are, through that event, it's going to be free to the community and free for anybody to attend. We'll have some opportunities to raise some money, so we're going to have a raffle going that day. We are definitely getting the dunk booth for that day, so we will find some folks. You and I for sure will at least be in there. Try to see if we can get a community member. Maybe
He's not going to stop on
one
this.
of our local reps. Maybe we'll see who we can get in there, but we'll raise some money
Yes.
for that. That'll all be a donation. All of that money raised through the raffles the day of and through any kind of game or anything else that we have will 100% be going to our emergency boarding fund, the Four-Footed Heroes fund. So Mason-Dixon K9 will be here. Ryan is bringing Delta, his service dog.
Okay, all right.
I met Delta so many times, and you guys haven't. So Delta's going to be there with us on the 30th. I had a chance to confirm that. And Ryan's going to talk a little bit and demonstrate a little bit about what Delta can do as a service dog, but then the difference, because a lot of people still have this misconception. They are working. These dogs are working. We've talked about it. They live to help, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, they absolutely have opportunities to be dogs when they're not working, and their vest is a critical part of that. That when they go through training and they're wearing their service vest, it kind of helps the dog get into the role of knowing it's working, and it's helping the handler, it's helping its owner, and it gets so much reward out of that. But when that vest is off and they got just the everyday dog collar and vest on, they play just like every other dog. And Ryan really wants to, from Mason-Dixon K9, wants to really show the difference in Delta when Delta's working and when Delta's being a dog like every other dog. So I'm excited to see that. So they're going to be here. They're going to have a table. They're going to have their staff. They're at least going to have Delta, possibly some other dog handlers, and I might even have convinced them to bring up some of these fantastic dogs that are still for adoption. So if you're a first responder or a vet who's in need of a service animal or who's in need of an animal that has some obedience training, and whether that's just for your own emotional support or you want to talk with the Mason-Dixon K9 folks, come up with a training program, there's a possibility that some of the dogs that are going to come spend the day with us may be adoptable. So that is going to be pretty fantastic too. So they're going to be there. We're also, look at this, welcome to training. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. If that dog's there, I might take it home. And so there's so much fantastic stuff, but so that's going to highlight that. Of course, we're going to be there. I talked with, I think I shared that CCA has this incredible feeder program for folks that are not into the traditional schooling, but can get some like entry-level medical training, like almost like an EMT, and it's a feeder program into the HAC EMT program. And so if you have a teenager who's looking for a non-traditional kind of approach to school because that fits them best, CCA has a program that can feed into volunteer services in local fire departments. And they're going to have a table there, and I think we're going to get to meet a few of their students who can talk about how cool their program is. So I think that's going to be pretty great. We're going to have vendors. So if you're a first responder, part of the resource component of this event is, as first responders, please come and get to meet all of the vendors that we hope to invite and hope to have with us that supports you. So we're going to have treatment facilities. We're going to have programs, whether it's through bank and they have specific, savings accounts or checking accounts that are designated for first responders. Whether it's legal teams, whether it's a phone service, no matter what it is, if it's an agency that has some kind of support for first responders, we're going to try to get them there. So I want first responders to attend themselves so that they can walk away with some resources. But of course, we also are going to have open to the public so that you can bring your families, come listen to first responders, come see some of the demos. Hopefully we have a police K9 do some of their demo work. I'm working on a helicopter. I can't promise it, but I'm working on a helicopter. We're going to have fire trucks and ambulance and police cars that the kiddos can interact with the first responders. So this event is going to be both for the community to come interact with the first responders and take home some cool swag. And this is also for first responders themselves, so they can come and learn the agencies and the things out there that are dedicated to them as well. So I just really want a collab of everybody. So I'm thinking this thing could be massive. We're going to get working on it now that Freedom Fest is done.
Yes.
We are 60 days out, so save the date. We'll create an event on our Facebook page, Heroes Unheard Foundation, and we'll start listing all of the cool vendors and folks that we'll have with a map. So keep following that to see who we got. And of course, if you yourself are a vendor in supporting first responders in any kind of way, or you're an agency, you're a treatment facility, you provide any kind of service dedicated to our local community, please reach out to us so that we can find you, because we'd love you to spend the day. That again is going to be August 30th, 11 to 3 at CCA.
Yeah, they're gonna have some youngsters out there, even some people that's going through a change of life. Maybe they're on the fence of thinking about becoming a first responder.
100%. Again, I think that's really great. So we're going to have our agencies there as well. Local
Yes.
fire. They'll have their own tables. I'm sure they're going to give out. So it's not quite a national night out. This is a little bit different. I really want to make sure that the first responders are there as well, and we're supporting them. But this is another opportunity for the community to interact with first responders.
Yes.
But if you're interested, I'm hopeful that there's a lot of departments there that you can meet and greet with. That could be obviously a recruiting thing as well. So I agree with you. If you have questions about how to become a first responder, how to become a firefighter, maybe if you have an interest in becoming a law enforcement officer, you can talk with these folks, learn how to do that, learn how to support them as well. So all on both sides of the coin, I really want this to be for both sides. But we
Yes.
don't want to forget that this is a resource fair for our first responders as well, to come learn about what's out there to support you.
Right.
And our folks at Mason-Dixon K-9 are going to be there, and Delta is going to be the star of the show.
There we go.
Delta's amazing.
They always
All right.
say, don't follow. The worst people you want to follow behind in the show is dogs and children.
Once Delta takes the show,
That's
it's
it.
all over
Dogs and
after that. And so we can't forget Sandy, of course, Sandy Ryan's wife, the whole crew. So hopefully we get to see some staff members. We're going to hopefully get to see some rescues that'll be there with their dogs. So we're going to have a chance again to celebrate first responders. We're going to have a chance to help first responders get connected with resources in the local and surrounding communities that serve that population and give a voice to those vendors and those agencies. We're going to have some fun interaction with the community and first responders so that the community can learn how to support your local first responders and the needs that they have as well. And all of it and any money that we raise through donations that day, through raffles that we hope to do that day, through dunk tank that we're going to do that day, all of that money will go to the Heroes Unheard Foundation, specifically the Four-Footed Heroes
Yes.
Fund, to help what you were talking about, our emergency boarding and our emergency boarding program. So if you have a dog yourself, you're more than happy to come mingle. Again, if you want to donate any kind of way, you can donate at the event specifically for that. We can take food, bowls, toys, any kind of treatment. If you want to drop that off the day of as a donation, we gladly would accept that, and the K9 Mason-Dixon K9 staff will certainly take and compile all those donations. So you can come have a good day, you can come interact with the vendors, you can come dunk Renji in the dunk tank, and you can drop off any of those supplies if you rather donate supplies. That will be welcome that day too.
I'll get a dunk tank if for everybody that starts supporting through Chewy's to ensure that Mason-Dixon K9.
I guess if you sign up,
or
if you
anything like that.
if you need information to sign up Mason-Dixon K9 for Chewy, that'd be fantastic.
Yes.
We'll figure that out.
Anybody that's willing to do that, I might be coming home with the flu, but I'll be all right.
You'll definitely get
I'm definitely gonna get wet.
for sure, and we're gonna have a fire truck fill that up, so like that water will be nice and brown. So right out of the Susquehanna coal line and all. All right, so remember, save the date. We'll be on Good Day PA, July 7th. We will be at CCA here in Harrisburg, August 30th from 11 to 3. Follow us on Facebook to make sure that you get all the updates of where we're going to be. Specifically, check your make sure you keep an eye out for the event page for the resource and community fair for first responders. So you can see all the vendors that are coming, more details on how we're just going to get Reggie in there, and some other folks that I'm sure we're going to try to get. We're going to try to get some local celebrities, maybe Mr. Chris himself.
All right.
We'll
You can't put the engineer in the water.
We want to reach out to some local celebrities, maybe some local representatives that support the foundation, see if they'll give us an hour of their time or a half hour of their time to maybe dunk them. So keep an eye on that Facebook page, and as best as you can, if you don't have Facebook, we're going to continue to try to update through the podcast. We'll try to do the best we can, maybe to link something on our Facebook page that opens up a PDF that'll have some of the details as well. So we want to make sure folks that don't have Facebook are getting all the juicy details as well.
Yes.
And the other two things I'm working to, we're working a golf tournament. This is going to be a cool golf tournament. I think I'd love to do, like, maybe as it's getting a little colder, do something at a simulator where you kind of go in whenever you want between the dates, get your score in, submit it, but then at the end of maybe like a 2-week period of time, that's when we'll get together and have the big party where we'll do door prizes. We'll have a meal for folks that participate, and we'll have the prizes for the winners.
Yeah, because simulators can actually mimic each golf course, right?
Yeah, we can do a local one. There's a really great, I don't want to say anything because I don't know which one we're going to do yet, but I have some ideas. But there's a local one that actually has local courses, or maybe, we could do something pretty fantastic like a Bethpage or like a Pebble Beach, one that maybe no one will really get to. But with all that computer and all of that technology, it can still record long drives. It can still record closest to the pin. So we can still do a very traditional prize to do that with, but we can do it in a way that's flexible for folks. That you just kind of go in on your own integrity, on your score, submit that through a period of time, right when maybe it's getting a little chillier. And folks are still have the bug and they're coming off a good season. So look for a Heroes Unheard golf tournament, some details on that. And I'm still working Hatties for Heroes dart tournament. I'm working that still. Again, I think we're going to push when it starts getting a little colder so that folks can continue to enjoy the outside activities, but I want to hit my folks in the dart world. I myself am in, so I want to do Hatties for Heroes. So continue to follow us on that. So we got some good stuff coming towards the second half of the year, hitting some different folks, different populations, different supporters that I know is out there. So there's a lot of great ways to get involved. If you are a hero in need, if you're a first responder or you have been served as a first responder, if you're a vet in any capacity and you need help in any way, please reach out to us through our Facebook page. You can reach out to us at foundation@heroesunheard.org. You can text me directly at 717-208-2201. That information will be posted here at the end of our podcast. If you need us in any way, as it's getting hotter, right? I can only imagine those that are, air conditioning right now as it's hitting the hottest temperatures that it has been in 13 years, right? If you are a veteran in need of making sure you're okay in these hot conditions, your service animal is okay in these warm conditions. If you are having difficulty accessing the care that you need physically, emotionally, mentally, or through substance abuse, again, if there's anything that we can do to support you, please reach out to us as we continue to raise these funds. We're raising them for you. And so reach out to us, reach out to Reggie, reach out to myself in any way that is available. Take us aside at an event. Let us know what you need and let us work to support you.
Yes.
So please, please, please continue to reach out to us, especially as the temperatures are only going to get hotter. And we want to make sure you and your animals are taken care of, and we can make that happen.
In our world, hydrate.
Yes, hydrate. If you need access to clean, drinkable water, whatever it might be, reach out to us. That is what it is. It's got to be this. It's helping in any kind of way. But I know, again, some folks that I've seen pop up that haven't been first responders or vets, but I've seen it pop up in other aspects that they're really struggling with the heat and air conditioning units and making sure their pets are safe, making sure their children are safe. So again, if you have that service and you're looking for something like that, that could be something very easy that we can support you with. So reach out to us. in any way that you can. Follow us on our Facebook page, Heroes Unheard Podcast, for the latest episodes. We've got some cool guests. I know we've been saying that, but I've booked them. So July, we will have guests talking about some impacts of some stuff that is occurring in their fields, as well as a facility that has been fantastic and what they're doing for our first responders and our vets. So we're going to have some guests coming up. So make sure you follow us on Heroes Unheard Podcast for a list or announcements of our guests. Follow us on Heroes Unheard Foundation for all of our updates. Again, we're going to update their event with the pictures from yesterday, as well as the upcoming events. Follow us on our website page at heroesunheard.org. We do have a list of our events there. We also have some QR codes for donations, whether that's to our general account or whether that's to the Four-Footed Heroes Fund. So make sure you're following us over there. Reach out to us if you need us, and of course, stay safe.
Before we close out, I want to give some heartfelt shout outs right quick. BO Luxury, mentioned number 4.
Yes.
Bearded Goat, we mentioned those for our support.
Yes.
Sheepdog.
Sheepdog, always fantastic.
Crap. Pack.
Pack has been phenomenal.
Yes. And the voice, 17104.
Can't do it without him.
There we go.
Let's keep it rolling.
If I didn't mention you, charge it to my head and not my heart.
But let's keep the energy rolling into the second half.
Yes.
Producer, take us out.
I'm gonna tell you that I'm dreaming. God, I didn't realize that he was that bad.